Good morning, Professor and colleagues. My group, formed by Abdiel Rodriguez, Katherine Vergara, Lency Beitia, and Litzy Rodriguez, we have the pleasure of giving you a brief talk with data collected in an investigation of the manners of articulation. We hope our work is satisfactory for all of you. Manners of articulation. Manners of articulation refers to how the sound is made. There are several ways in which the articulation of the speech sounds can be realized at the different point of articulation. The articulators may completely obstruct the oral cavity for a brief or a long period of time. They may narrow the space considerably, or they may modify the shape of the tract. The next one. There are 6 manners of articulation, which are stop, fricative, affricative, nasal, liquid, and glide. The next one. Let's talk about stops. Stops involve closure of the articulators to obstruct the air streams. Stop sounds occur in voiced, unvoiced pairs. Voiced means that the vocal cords vibrate while producing the sound. Unvoiced means that the vocal cords do not vibrate while producing sound. The next one. The 6 English stop sounds, p, b, where the pressure is built up by the lips being closed. T, d, where the pressure is built up by the tongue raising and closing of the airflow. G, where the pressure is built up by the track of the tongue reaching up and touching the back of the throat, causing the pressure to build up there. Initially appears simple, but quickly reveals intricate details as learners become more familiar with their characteristics. In addition, there are 2 possible types of stops, oral stops and nasal stops. Let me explain quickly some details about the first one. Oral stops. If the soft palate is raised so that the nasal cavity is blocked, the air escapes through the mouth. The oral stop sounds are also called plosive because the air that is cut off in the oral cavity explodes when the closure is released. On the other hand, if the soft palate is down so that the air can still go out through the nose, that is said to be a nasal stops. The next one. Fricative. A fricative sound is realized when the airstream is partially obstructed, since the passage in the oral cavity is very narrow, producing turbulent airflow. This kind of sound is so called because friction is heard when the airstream is forced through the articulators. And next one, my partner is going to talk about the other part.
Thank you, Litzy. Now we have the fricatives. There are 2 affricates sound, which is the ch that we can find in shoes, which is a voiceless sound, and the j, which we can find in jet. These 2 affricate sounds are noticed in the symbols. They are compound sound. Why? Because in one case, we have the oral stop plus the fricative ch, and in the other, we have the oral stop the plus the fricative j. Affricates consonant sounds, as you can see, are made by starting with a full block of the air and immediately blending into a affricate, which is a partial block. As you can see, the examples we can find in cheese, catch, gesture, and agenda, jar, and edge. Now we have also nasals. Nasal sounds are also, as my partner said, can be considered stop. because these sounds are articulated when the air is obstructed in the oral cavity, while the volume is lower. They are continuous because through the air is completely stopped in the oral cavity, they can be prolonged since the air flows freely through the nasal cavity. All these sounds, nasal sounds, are voiced because the vocal cords vibrate throughout. And some example that we can find in we have same, we have next, and we have working, sing, that we almost found it at the end, or uh, previously as think. Now I start off my partner, Lindsay.
Thanks, Abdiel. Right, we are going to talk about more about glides. These two words is sound it's yeah, iwo. Also are called glides because in articulation, the tongue and the lips move in gliding manners from its articulatory position to the following uh, vowel in the word. Also, some characteristics of this is that both of these sounds are continuous and vibrating. Also, that yeah, they have to put the tongue tip like we are going to pronounce the vowel e, and when we want to pronounce the wa, we have to put our lips like we are going to pronounce the vowel u. This kind of glides also have an interesting fact that the sound ha, also some linguistics uh, classify them with these two type of glides. And some example that we have here is that yourself, yes, canyon and beyond. In with the other sound, want, we, away, anyway. If you notice, this kind of sounds never comes at the end of the word. Now we are going to talk about liquids. The next one, please. Liquids are called because they produce an air stream flows out of the mouth freely without friction, and in some way they are also catalogated but like a vowel. In fact, these sounds have a characteristic both vowel and consonants. uh, Both of them, they have to be in an airstream continuous and pressed in different parts of the mouth. The L uh, in the gum ridge, and the R in the alveolar ridge. Also, the both sounds have to be vibrating. Here's some example of this: let, leg, only, alone, all, call. With R, I have here read, rest, very, sorry, near, and there. Now, my classmate Catherine is going to follow this presentation.
Thank you, Lency. So let's see the following questions. The first one is, what do you know about meaning when you know a language? In order to understand the importance of meaning in second language learning, it's very important to know what semantics is. Semantics is the study of meaning in language. Semantics is also concerned with the meaning of words in context and how those words can be conveyed through language. For someone who lacks understanding of semantics, can be difficult to follow instructions or take advantage of conversations with words, especially those who have double meanings. Also, this type of people may only know one or two words from that conversation and may struggle with the rest of the words that they hear. For example, we have the word rose. Rose can be a type of flower or it can mean standing up. For example, the audience rose and applauded the performer. In this case, it refers to standing up. Next one. The second question is semantics important in phonetics for linguistics? Yes, semantics is very important in the study of phonetics, since with semantics, give meaning to the words and phrases that we hear, and the relation that they share guiding us to understand the language. Also, semantics help us to understand how that meaning of those words and phrases than simply the word formed in a sentence. Knowing that meaning of words is essential in order to communicate effectively, to participate in social interaction, and to make sense of the world around us, the learners, in order to be able to understand what others are saying and make sense of the words that we hear. For example, when we hear in the word dog, our brain automatically categorizes is an animal, and we connect this meaning with other dog-related concepts. For example, barking, wagging tails, or being man's best friend. So that's it. Thank you so much.